So let's talk about what potentially can happen next week because it's always good to prepare in advance. And on at the end of the week, like during the weekends, you should always look at the overall trend and look at the big picture. Look at the weekly charts, look at the monthly, look at the daily, and prepare in advance if you see anything strange, anything different, because these type of events, you're not gonna be prepared if you don't get prepared for them. If you don't kind of see them coming, they're gonna catch you off guard. So what I like to do at the end of the week is I just go over the major indexes and cover, um, look at their weekly, their long picture, the daily charts and the weekly. So here you got the QQQ, and obviously the big, the trend you want to look at, the 5-day moving average, is above the 5-day moving average, and the 5-day moving average continued to go higher. But there's a potential that you're at this point replicated right now. So what you have is this is kind of like a capitulation top. It's not really, but it's a move up to the next level and an attempt to move up for the next day, and it didn't happen. Now here you got a move up, and it did successfully move up the next day. Um, but I just feel like it's a good chance of a doji forming on the next candle, which is on Monday. So if you look at the weekly trend, um, you want to look for these doji right here, right? So this doji candle that formed on this earlier this year, this happened on February, mid-February, and then this doji form, yeah, mid-February during the coronavirus scare. But here you have a classic doji candle. I mean, here's a doji too, but this is a minor retracement and then it pulled back. It doesn't matter if it goes further down or up. It's just that you able to see this and prepare for it. And then once you get in first, chances of you losing money is a lot less than if you got in late and chased the drop. So you want to get in first when you see these type of doji candle formation. So potentially what happened next week is you have a doji candle, and that doji candle will indicate that a correction, a pullback, and that pullback may lead to a mini crash. I mean, anything can happen. I'm telling you, anything can happen. Can it push higher? Can it go a little bit higher before it form this type of? This is not a doji, but this is a red, solid red candle. It can form this type of this candle next week. Um, this is more of a capitulation top where it just get this the shorts are being squeezed, 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 and then eventually there's no more shorts. So what event was that? That was on mid July 13th. So here, yeah, this is a perfect capitulation top. And what is going on is the QQQ, the Nasdaq, defended the 20-day moving average, push higher on the 5-day moving average, and just continue to push. This is just a classic push, push, push. Any shorts come in, they get pushed. They continue to get pushed. Then you get a capitulation top. And this capitulation top is extremely heavy buying all the way up to 270. You notice they like to be at level. I mean, right at 270, you see sellers. And once that sellers come in and there's not many shorts um, to cover, there's no more shorts to cover, I mean, then you get more selling, and you get this. This is a classic capitulation top candle. Um, so can that happen next week? where it pushed all the way up to 290. Whew, that's a major high push, all the way up to 290, and you form that type of classic capitulation top. It's possible. It's possible. So you definitely will kind of, you gotta definitely play it if it comes, but I don't know. I hate to see that happen because that's a big push. And what other stocks can be pushed? Because you got Tesla. Tesla is already, it's really already pushed so far that this is potentially a this is a doji candle that potentially will be a reversal. And can they push it higher? They can. They can. I mean, more news can come out. Anything can happen. Um, but a lot of players like myself is anticipating a pullback this week, and we'll see. It's really hard to say. Um, Here's Amazon, and so Amazon is also forming this type of flattening of the chart at the 3300. You see how they like to be at levels, right? Amazon, QQQ, Tesla, they like to be at these values, these even values like 3300. The next level would be 3350. So yes, it can push up if the QQQ is doing a capitulation top, like I mentioned, where that candle is getting formed all the way up to 290. Most definitely, Amazon is going up to 3350. That is without a doubt. It may even break 3350 before it forms a doji candle. So, if you're on the bull camp, if you're expecting more push, because coronavirus is going down, and if you look at coronavirus trend, it is actually going down. Um, so I'll pull up that trend in a bit. Um, and the other big one, so we look at Tesla, we look at Amazon, is Apple. Now, Apple, pretty much, this looks like a capitulation top candle already. Wow. So next week, definitely planning for 500, and then maybe a doji candle going above 500, maybe the 502, 503 before a reversal. So that would be something like this, right? A push higher doji candle and then a reversal. You say, well, why can't it just continue to go higher? Well, it already did this first leg up, further pushing, second leg up. So another doji candle, can it push even higher? I doubt it. I mean, especially when it's at 500. 500 is a very even number, solid even number. 2 point, 25 trillion. Well, no, 2.13 trillion. Um, so above 2 trillions. I mean, that's a nice even number too. So I don't see I don't see much up leg, to be honest. So let's look at coronavirus and see if it's continuing to trend down. While that's getting pulled up, I want to cover the indexes. So QQQ, the Nasdaq. Um, Again, let's look at the weekly chart. So this weekly chart right here, you can see it's a huge run up since this 200-day moving exponential moving average. It's way above the 5-day moving average or the 5-week moving average. It's at 281. The one indicator that I see as a potential reversal, if you get this low, which is at one, let's see, right here, 165, and you pull up the Fibonacci all the way up to this point, 282, right there, what do you see? You can see that the 38-point retracement is perfectly lined up to the top on February, and it's right at this this candle, the tail of this candle. Then you see the 50% of the Fibonacci right here. So it's lining up. The numbers are lining up on Fibonacci. And normally when the numbers line up on Fibonacci, it's bound to react off of that alignment. I mean, this is the first time where it moves up on the weekly, where the first major Fibonacci line, the 38.2% retracement, is lining up with the top of the high of February. So this alignment is kind of something that the programs, the algorithms, they see this and they say, well, okay, here is a point where we should retrace, because if we don't have a reaction at this point, this whole 38.2 uh, retracement level is invalidated, and it shouldn't be invalidated because it's a very good looking line, a very good technical line that should establish. So let's just say it goes a little bit higher, and and then it goes down, then that's a doji candle, a perfect doji candle. And then it continues to go down, down, whatever, right? Going forward, you can have these whatever. This peak right here at 38.81 historically will become a signal that will always align with the Fibonacci. If you move into the future and you got all these movements over here, this Fibonacci will always line up with the 38.2% retracement, the 50% retracement. They line up evenly with significant level. So because of that, I just don't see how this candle is invalidated next week, where if it goes, it's just rip higher, and it's essentially invalidate this candle as a peak candle. So I'm expecting it has to be a doji net candle next week. Monday open higher, um, and then a pullback. I mean, that's just the way it looks like to me. Um, so that's what I'm playing. I'm playing for a retracement next week. And if it's a significant retracement, I'll make quite a bit of money, and I'll give you an update on how my results were on Monday as a daily recap of what happens. So COVID is looking like it's, you know, the curve has been formed and it's going lower. So that's a good thing. Um, Dropping in COVID, very nice actually. So yeah, we should pick. I don't see a crash coming, but a correction is very possible, and yeah. So that's what I'm playing for, and I'll see you next time.